Here we are back again for week 4 of matches for Apex Legends through Esports Ohio. We're going to be dropping in once again on World's Edge as we flip the rotation and start working our way back again through the 3 maps that we played previously. We've got a whole new lineup of teams going up against one another. Let's see what our picks look like as we get started, and then we'll join our teams as we begin game 1. Here we go. We can see our teams dropping in all across the map. Let's go ahead and check in. We'll cycle through one by one, and we'll see what's going on with each of our squads. We've got Beaver Creek, who gets Thermal Station. Brookside High School, it looks like, dropping in just a little ways away there over at Launch Site. We've got Collins over here right in the middle of the city at Fragment. Looks like their B squad way up at Dome. We have Goshen A, who gets Survey Camp. Goshen B here, dropping at the east side, it looks like, of Skyhook. Sky East. Over here, we have Goshen C, all the way over at Lava Fisher. We have Lynchburg Clay High School right behind them over at Countdown. Maumee High School gets Harvester to themselves. OH Della here, it looks like, pulls the big straw here with Lava Siphon, rather. We have Reynoldsburg way up at Climatizer, our other POI, with some trolleys back and forth there. Shaker Heights, meanwhile, looting at Big Mod. Sims Valley, it looks like, is splitting the city here over on the other side near Monument. We've got Waverly High School, who is splitting with that Goshen B squad, so they're here with Trials/Sky West. Whitmer High School here, it looks like, pushing their way from Tree, trying to get into Lava Siphon, it looks like to me. And that brings us back to Beaver Creek. Let's take a look at the overall map so we can make some predictions about where some fights are going to break out early on. Obviously, Lynchburg Clay very close to Goshen C and Waverly walking up on them. Goshen B, typically pretty aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to try and push, but Waverly now leaving, so they're kind of by themselves again here. In terms of other squads, Whitmer actually, OH Della and Whitmer now running into one another here at Lava Siphon. Let's take a look at those two teams. See if they're even aware. It looks like at the moment OH Della is not aware at all of that team next to them. They're kind of focused on their teammates. Whitmer, although doesn't look to be pushing that. They kind of snuck in behind him, looking to get some loot, and then now they're kind of moving away a little bit. So no fighting actually breaking out. Meanwhile, though, Whitmer pushing up, and Collins, CTC, the B team for Collins, right on top of them. So we may see some fighting break out here. They get one knock. So Whitmer's going to have one down. Good damage coming out here from the Collins team. Wraith phasing in to try and take that geyser. She manages to get it off. She's going to try and get into the tunnel here to get with her teammate. But she's going to get shot in the back and go down. Meanwhile, our last remaining teammate, Arloba here for Whitmer, is going to be by herself. Collins doesn't seem to know. I think that Loba was a little split going for the loot, so Collins doesn't seem interested in pushing particularly aggressively. So in all likelihood, she may get a reset if she doesn't walk out into the open on him here. Yeah, chooses to queue away. Let's take a look at what else is happening on the map in the meantime. Anybody else getting into it? Looks like we've got a pileup happening here between Lynchburg Clay, Goshen C, and Waverly potentially. As Goshen C walks up in one side of Countdown, we have Waverly on the other side of Countdown. And then pretty nearby, I think, Goshen B, Goshen C actually fighting Waverly. Let's take a look here. Waverly trying to hold against his aggressive push, and the Sheila comes out with 2 immediate knocks onto the Goshen C squad. Goshen C unfortunately taken out by that Waverly team, who do manage to get it off against them. Meanwhile, Lynchburg Clay High School also involved. Actually, I believe when they were getting shot in the back there, they were actually pinched. It was the Sparrow for Lynchburg Clay shooting the Goshen C squad in the back. Just an unfortunate situation. Sparrow backs up just a little bit here. Probably not likely going to be able to get a 3v1 here. Rez is risky. Going for the Rez on this low ground. Waverly is looking for him. They've got a knock up there that they're going for the fin on. He backs up. He gets one rezzed, and it looks like he's going to be able to stabilize a little bit, but Waverly is still looking for it. Meanwhile, there's some other stuff happening in the kill feed. Let's take a look. We've got Sims Valley here fighting. It looks like Goshen B team right on top of Sims Valley. I believe we missed a little bit of action happening here. Goshen's A team, I think, is right nearby looking for a reset. They're down to a solo. Goshen B squad has played pretty aggressively in some previous matches. They managed to get the wipe onto Sims Valley. And then meanwhile, the A squad here, as the Wraith, looking to get out, looking to craft, but now kind of walking back a little bit in the direction that they came from. I think hoping to get that craft off. The B squad may spot this though. Let's take a look and see. So they're kind of looting up over there. Meanwhile, he's going for the beacon in the back. Looks like he may get it off. They don't seem particularly aware of where he's at. If he plays it carefully, if he uses that Wraith Q, he may be able to jump out of there. Meanwhile, we see some action happening in the kill feed. Let's take a look. It's Collins versus Shaker Heights. Shaker Heights here as a solo. Playing quiet, and they found him. That's going to be Shaker Heights taken out. That's Brookside High School actually getting involved in that fight. I think maybe a third party against Collins A team. So now it's going to be a 3v3 here of Collins CTC A fighting Brookside. Both of these teams have a little bit of experience playing Apex through Esports Ohio. Collins, it looks like, gets 2 knocked, so they're going to be playing this a little more aggressively now that it's a 3v1. They get the fin onto one, and they get the fin onto the other, and that leaves our Pathy here at the armor disadvantage, trying to get out. She's going to play that choke, uses the Q to get a better position. A lot of movement opportunity here for the Pathy. He's going to try and get out. They are chasing him, though. I think that might be it. In the meantime, we do have, while they chase this guy down, we do have some other fights happening, so we'll take a look at those. It looks like we have Lynchburg Clay High School, actually, who was just taken out by WHS, I believe. Can take a look and see at the aftermath there. Meanwhile, yeah, that was, I think, a fight here. Yeah, Waverly just took out at a cost of one of theirs. Lynchburg Clay. Meanwhile, Goshen B and Goshen A right on top of one another. Goshen A does get the reset, so all three are back up, but then they are currently being angled out by the B squad from their own school. One gets knocked onto Goshen B. They immediately go for the Newcastle pull. They're getting pushed here. Let's see, who's the team who's looking at Goshen? Looks like just some shots from Reynoldsburg, I think. Maybe shoot him in the back a little bit. They got to make some decisions here. Goshen's A team either needs to rotate away. Goshen's B team needs to commit. They've got to make some decisions here. Looks like the B squad deciding to pull back a little bit. Try and take some more careful positions. They are scared of the third party there. Probably a wise decision. In last series of matches, we saw the Goshen's B squad overcommit in a few fights and get punished for it. So they're playing a little bit smarter this time. Let's take a look in the meantime what things look like. Collins CTC does manage to get that finish, I believe, onto the Pathy. They now are running over, bumping into Maumee High School here as they both push for that choke to try and get into the city. Vantage shot for Maumee. Collins has the armor advantage here. They're pushing up, but Maumee is definitely going to get up to the choke faster. They need to watch their third, though. Not a lot of movement options here for this lifeline. She is just kind of stuck there. Really needs her teammates to look down for her. The Wraith here are going to play aggressively. Great pick from the Vantage here to try and tilt these odds. Wraith goes for the kidnap, manages to clip the Lifeline in the back, and they're immediately rezzing down here. Meanwhile, Malmi realizes they have to play this. That's going to be another knock by Collins, and that's going to be it. They do manage to wipe Malmi. Really great timing for that pick by the Vantage, but just unfortunately, they were already in there, and then they just got too much damage with that Wraith in the back. Let's take a look. Lots of teams stacking up here now. Goshen A still holding down a spot in zone, being zipped past by not the B squad for Goshen, who's also holding a building right here, but I believe Waverly High School maybe was the one who just kind of rushed over that way. Goshen B team manages to get one knocked, and then while they go for the res, they manage to swing out. And unfortunately, Goshen's A squad going to be taken out by the B squad. Goshen on Goshen violence. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, there is more action happening in the game here. Beaver Creek High School, 2 currently knocked in a recent fight here. Looking to get the reset, but there is going to be a team right on top. See if they know where he's at. They drop on it. Yep, they are going to go for this, and that's going to be it. Collins running around, does manage to get the takedown here on Beaver Creek as well. Now it's going to be Reynoldsburg who gets one knocked here. Collins is going to be looking to get the res off. A lot of information coming out that they're going to try and capitalize on. They break the drone, though, so Reynoldsburg is going to be flying blind a little bit here, having to play the game just like the rest of us. Let's watch this fight for just a minute here. There's just so much happening in this game. Teams running into one another, teams moving quickly. We have missed a lot of the action, so let's stick with this fight here as Reynoldsburg tries to hold out Collins CTC. Collins is climbing up, looking to get some picks here. They know the climb ups. They've played on the streamer building. They are doing some good damage, but currently they are being held out a little bit here. Reynoldsburg managing to stabilize inside for the moment, but Collins is going to keep looking for this. Reynoldsburg burning one for Collins CTCA here, rather. Collins really wants to fight this. They know that the longer they take, the more likely somebody else is going to walk up and look at this. And one goes down for Collins. That Wraith manages to get taken out here by Reynoldsburg. They do go for the insta-res with Mirage. Unfortunately, exposes them quite a bit. It's now going to be a pretty serious health disadvantage here for Collins. Good damage coming out by the Wraith. She gets one knock. She gets 2 knocked. Now they flipped around, and that's going to be it for Reynoldsburg, just like that. Kind of crazy. Collins maybe overcommitting on that fight a little bit, but they did manage to pay off, and they did manage to outlast. All right, let's take a look at the state of the squad here. Goshen B squad holding up in this big monument building. OH Della holding up just next to them in this small building that they gave up just a few minutes ago. We may see some action happening here between these two. Meanwhile, Waverly by themselves, Collins CTC by themselves, the only team in zone. Let's see where it's going to pull after this. I think we're at the end game actually here, so we're not going to see a whole lot more play from this zone. Let's take a look. OH Della trying to walk up, trying to be a little sneaky here onto Goshen's B squad. Meanwhile, it looks like the Waverly team going up on height. Gets a few shots down onto Goshen B. All of these teams, though, are going to have to move. Waverly now has a spot in zone where they can look down over the rest of these teams. Goshen and OH Della going to have to commit to this fight. Going to have to decide what they're doing here. A lot of will they, won't they? Meanwhile, it's 30 seconds till the zone closes. Goshen's B squad here. They get some decent damage. Looking to make this fight happen. They managed to get 2 taken down, it looks like. So it's just going to be 1-up as the Pathfinder for Ohio Distance Learning Academy. He decides to get out. Going to be very tough to get a reset, and zone is closing. That zone is going to hurt a lot. A lot of crafters on his way in, but he's going to have to move in order to make it in. Speaking of having to move, Goshen's B squad now going to have to find a spot in zone. Collins and Waverly looking at each other, but they are very strong on this side. So it's going to be a tough pathway into zone for Goshen's B squad. They may need to wrap, may need to rotate, figure something out to get in. Meanwhile, that solo pathy for OH Della ripping the crafter here and then trying to get in as quick as he can. Let's take a look and see if Goshen manages to find a way in over these two squads. Taking the low ground is smart here. They can play under that Waverly team, at least for the moment. Probably the safest way for them to get under here without either team managing to look at them. Good time to get healthy, stabilize a little bit, and hope that Waverly and CTC fight each other. Speaking of fighting each other, it looks like Collins does manage to spot that solo as the Pathfinder rotates here. They were ready for it. They did spot that Pathfinder, so unfortunately he's going to be taken out, and that's going to be OH Della in 4th place. Currently, here's where we stand with our final 3 squads. We have Waverly High School on the height, not going to be in zone in just a minute, but they do have the best view of where to go. Directly under them, we have Goshen B team playing underneath Monument here. They're looking down on them, trying to see what they can pick. And then finally, getting set up in zone now, we have Collins CTC taking the backside, looking to get some good positioning on the crane here. Finding the most defensible spot for this ultimate end zone. Goshen B decides to rip the late Valk ult. Now, this is interesting. In a situation like this, you do not want to be the middle team. That's the most important part here, is when you have one team on either side, everybody gets to look at you, everybody gets damage on you. Goshen says, we don't want that to be us. So they choose to take a little bit more difficult of a walk-in potentially, but in doing so, might set up one of the other teams to take some damage here. Waverly, though, not to be outdone, immediately slides out here onto the streamer building. Waverly in a bit of a tough spot. If we jump into Collins, I mean, they're just kind of watching this. You had 2 teams counter-rotate out of zone here in order to look at one another while you're just kind of sitting pretty. I mean, you might have your free choice of kills here in just a moment. Goshen now rotating out under this tracks building. But meanwhile, we have Collins CTC taking some wide angles on them. Going to be a tough reset coming out of here. That's the full finish onto their support. Collins is going to be looking to immediately get that damage. Now, meanwhile, Waverly taking that zipline back, walking up on the bridge, next best position, looking for some potential picks. At the moment, I think it may end up being, because we've got 1 up here for Goshen B, it may end up being a 3v3 of Waverly versus Collins. Both teams just trying to get that last kill, looking for the solo, and they do get it. Our Goshen High School team is taken out, and now it's going to be now a 2v3 as Collins aggressively pushes up on this Waverly High School team. 1 knocked, 2 knocked, and that's going to be it. Collins wipes the last squad to finish in 1st place for match number 1. We'll check back in a couple minutes with scores, and then we'll roll on to match number 2. GG's to our winners of our first match. Let's take a quick peek at the scores. If we hit the refresh button, We can see after match 1 with a whopping 18 kills, we have Collins in first place, Waverly close behind in second, Goshen B Squad managing to make it to third with 8 kills, OH Della in 4th place with 2 kills, Reynoldsburg in 5th with 2, Maumee in 6th with 3. We have Brookside High School in 7th with 2, Lynchburg Clay with 8th rather in and 2 kills here. Beaver Creek 9th overall with no KP at the moment. Goshen A, same thing, 10th place, no KP just yet. In 11th, we have Collins B Squad with 2 KP, Shaker Heights with 12th, Sims Valley with 13th, Goshen C in 14th, and Whitmer bringing us up with 15th. We'll be back for match number 2 to see how this shakes out, again on World's Edge. Be right back with you. We are coming back here for our second match of Apex Legends on World's Edge for Week 4 through Esports Ohio. Let's take a look and see what our team comps look like as we get ready. Alrighty, let's take a look here at what some of our picks are. Probably going to be pretty similar to last game. We've got quite a few Bangalores coming in, a few Newcastles for that stability, some Ash picks, and some Revenant picks for some aggression. We've got an Octane in the lobby. Quite a few support legends as well. Looks like a decent number of lifelines, looking for those reset options. Even more now as well. Some lifelines, some mirages. Let's take a look and see how this plays out for match number 2 as we get ready to drop in. Here we go once again. Beaver Creek, it looks like this time dropping at Monument where our end game was just in the last match. We have Brookside High School, who this time gets launch site in the back. We have Collins CTC this time, who has Thermal Station all to themselves to get a decent amount of loot. We've got Collins B Squad here with Harvester, also a pretty big POI. Goshen A Squad, it looks like, heading way up to the north here. I believe... they're just sprinting. It looks like this was a climatizer end zone, and they are just sprinting at Overlook. Let's take a look actually here, because this is so quick. We want to see what's going on here. It's a pretty isolated fight. We've got Maumee High School. Doesn't seem aware of what's going on, actually. They burn Revenant ult or Revenant leap early. Goshen now very close. Hasn't been spotted. They are pushing this. I believe that was a landing at Epicenter. We're going to stick with this rather than continue checking in because this is just such a quick, aggressive play by Goshen. Decent damage coming in here. Goes for the reset off of the Horizon Q. They've got one knocked here inside. Looks like they are going to get the finish onto this Vantage. Meanwhile, Maumee High School sprinting away past the rocks, heading for the tunnel. They want to get a reset. Let's take a look. Since we are checking in with what is going on with some of our other teams here. Goshen not deciding to chase too aggressively, just taking some of the loot here from this POI. No Team Geyser, so Maumee, if they push through that tunnel, should be able to get a reset. Let's continue checking in on where our squads are at. Goshen B this time gets lucky. They get Lava Siphon all to themselves, as far as I can tell. We've got Goshen C Squad, who this time is over here at Survey Camp. They're kind of sliding over towards that Epicenter area as well. We've got Lynchburg Clay High School. This time looks like with a tree landing zone and then making their way in now. Maumee High School, of course, looking for the reset on the other side of that tunnel in Geyser. We've got OH Della this time, who has Sky West, I do believe, as far as I can tell here. We have Reynoldsburg High School all the way up to the north at launch site. Looks like this is them looking for a fight, I think. Yeah, because we did see Brookside land at launch site. Meanwhile, Lynchburg Clay also here, coming from Tree, going to be running into this same squad. So 3 teams that may be piling up here in just a moment. Brookside rotating out of the front on the Evo cache. And do they know that they are getting walked up on? He manages to turn and get some good damage in pretty quickly. But they do manage to get the knock onto Brookside here. Brookside High School getting the finish. Is that even their third on the height? No, yeah, it is. Lynchburg Clay here with one on the height, one on the low ground. Goes for the Newcastle res. And that is it for Brookside. They do manage to get the elimination. That actually, though, WNGS, that's going to be a whole different team, I think, here. Let's take a look and see. Reynoldsburg High School now walking up. No, yep. When Reynoldsburg High School walking up here, they're the one who I think gets the finish onto that Brookside High School team. Now a 3v2, I believe. A 3v1, actually. It's just the Mirage up here for Lynchburg Clay. He throws a grenade. This is going to be a tough one to win, and that's going to be it. Unfortunately, eliminated. Meanwhile, in the kill feed, Whitmer High School just taken out here by one of our other squads. Let's take a look and see. Looks like we missed that one here. Meanwhile, Beaver Creek High School right on top of Sims Valley High School, getting walked up in the back by Collins CTC once again. So again, capitalizing on a third party here from Collins.
Let's go over there.
Their A squad. Actually, I think this is the other side. Yep, we've got Collins B squad actually is the one capitalizing on the third party. Meanwhile, Collins A squad here is going after Sims Valley, who's down to a solo, going for the craft. And they're going to be right on him, and that's going to be Sims Valley taken out by Collins, who, again, playing very aggressively. Meanwhile, still fighting here, Collins B squad on the other side here in Landslide. They are taking this fight onto Brookside. Sorry, not Brookside High School, rather, but Beaver Creek High School. That's going to be one full eliminated, so it's going to be a 3v2 for Collins B squad. Kind of a dangerous situation here for Beaver Creek, as they are now a 2 squad, and both Collins teams, are collapsing onto them right now. The A squad from one side, the B squad from the other. This is a tough place to be if you're the duo here of Beaver Creek.
Why did I go over?
They go for the, might as well grab some loot here if you're pinched between two teams. While both Collins teams looks to angle them out, let's take a look and see. I think we do have some other action happening elsewhere on the map. It's Reynoldsburg versus Goshen's B squad. Reynoldsburg taking some damage, but they do have one knocked onto Goshen's B squad. They are getting healed up here, and that's going to be now 2 knocked. It's going to be just the Newcastle here as Reynoldsburg plays this aggressively. They are going to break the door for him. And that's it. Goshen's B squad taken out by Reynoldsburg, who played that well, managed to capitalize on the damage diff. Looks like, as we were taking a look at that, Collins A squad does manage, I believe it was Collins, to get the wipe onto the duo of Beaver Creek there. We can take a look. Yep, looks like our Beaver Creek squad taken out. Meanwhile, we've got Collins versus Collins here as their A squad and their B squad go head to head. Good damage being done by the A squad. They hit their shots on that A squad. It's going to be one up, and that's going to be it. Collins eliminated by Collins. You hate to see it, but them's the breaks when you're all in a lobby together. Meanwhile, it looks like it's Ohio Distance Learning Academy, OH Della, who walks up trying to get a third party off here against Collins, but they really didn't take a lot of damage in that fight, so they're going to be pretty much ready for him here. It's going to be 1 knocked and 1 cracked here for OH Della, and Collins continues with that Wraith to play up even more aggressively, pushing, gets now the other member knocked here. It's just going to be the Ash. The Ash here for OH Della, trying to decide the best place to play, best way to play. This is going to be tough. Maybe with an ult, she might be able to get out, but knowing Collins, I think they may try and push it still. You can hear their footsteps on them already. They're looking for it, and yep, there they are. They get the full fin onto the knocked player. She's going to ult out. They are taking it. Again, like I said, they look for these fights. They are aggressive on it. Some good damage, and that's going to be it. They do manage to get the final elimination onto that Ash. Let's take a look at what some of our other squads are up to here. We've got a little bit of stack up here. It looks like it's Reynoldsburg High School right on top of Maumee High School. I don't think they even know that they're there, as Maumee's just playing quiet, playing cautious here with 1 knocked. I believe Goshen's A squad, here also playing quiet as a solo, hoping not to get noticed. Looks like it's a couple teams running into Reynoldsburg, who is playing extremely aggressively. manages to get a couple taken out onto both teams. Maumi and Goshen both running for the same jump tower right now. Do they realize it?
Replicator there. Those who hesitate to use it will fall.
Let's see if these two solos spot one another. So far they don't. Live and let live. Not deciding to do anything here. Meanwhile, Reynoldsburg just kind of stabilizing, manages to get themselves all back up. It's going to be Goshen C Squad, slow rotation here out of the city, trying to get into zone. That zone is going to hurt a little bit here. Meanwhile, Collins flying in right on top of Shaker Heights High School, who is going for a bit of a rat play here on the bottom. Looks like they have actually not really moved. That's going to put them at a pretty bad disadvantage in terms of loot and in terms of armor. And unfortunately, yep, it's going to be Shaker Heights taken out by Collins. Meanwhile, oh, this is a little bit tough here. We have Goshen's A Squad looking to get the craft off, looking to get the reset off, but I don't think realizes that right inside you had Collins who just pushed that play. This is dangerous. This is risky. The second Collins sees this solo, they are going to be on him. Burns the ult perhaps a little bit early. That's going to give them some knowledge of where they're at. They see, do they give up their position in zone to chase? Again, knowing Collins, my inclination is, yeah, that they're going to. They're going to be trying to find where he's at. They're going to be pushing onto him. But who knows? We'll take a look and we'll see. He's going to go for the reset there. Collins decides to play a little bit, or not to push it too aggressively. They've got a good spot here. They're going to get some loot from the Mythic bin. Meanwhile, Goshen C Squad here, trying to rotate in. Again, they are taking a lot of zone damage here as they move through. They are pushing up behind Waverly High School, who now, as a duo, is about to, or one knocked rather, is about to run into Reynoldsburg High School on the tracks. Reynoldsburg now gets a second knock and a third, and Waverly, like that, just goes out to Reynoldsburg, who's looking to hold some folks out of zone. They may get the chance to do the same thing again. Goshen C Squad does live. They do manage to get in here. They're going to be able to heal up. Reynoldsburg, meanwhile, slowly walking in, still looking for some folks as they get into zone. Maumi High School goes for the craft. Going to try and get his teammates back up again to maybe be a team of a full team. This is probably going to get the attention of Reynoldsburg, would be my guess. Goshen also gets the res off. They are going to be a full squad. Collins sees this. They're curious. They're peeking at it. They want to push up against this. Again, a very aggressive team. We're going to see this Wraith rush in as soon as they can. This is going to be kind of the test here, is if Goshen Squad can manage to fend off this Wraith without taking a ton of damage. They do manage to see him now, just as they're going for the jump tower. This is going to be a little bit of a tough position here because they are playing aggressive. Collins is chasing. They get the knock onto that. I think it was the Wraith here for... No, not the Wraith, the Horizon, rather, for Goshen. Meanwhile, the teammates manage to split up a little bit. They're running, trying to see what they can do to maybe get their teammate back in up for another reset. Meanwhile, Maumi does get all three back up, but Reynoldsburg hard looking at this team as they rezzed and are kind of walking in on the backside of Tree. Ton of zone damage going to be taken here potentially by Maumi if they get held out even a little bit. Those round 3 ticks do hurt. And Reynoldsburg is sitting pretty, looking to hold them out. So if we take a look at how this zone is closing, let's watch with Reynoldsburg for a minute here. But we can see Reynoldsburg looking to clean up in the back here as teams have to rotate in. Goshen A, unfortunately, off of that res, just very split up. And there we go. Reynoldsburg did do some damage to one of those Maumi players, but they do ultimately go down to the ring, as you can see in the kill feed here. They managed to get up, and now it's just going to be a solo who is kind of playing by themselves. They are spotted by that Wraith for Collins, who is scouting out, looking to see what they can do, and they do manage to get a little bit extra KP there by cleaning up against Maumi. Now it's going to be Collins here, right on the side by Reynoldsburg. Let's see how this fight plays out. These are two pretty tough teams, at least have been so far in these matches. Collins, of course, again, playing extremely aggressively. This is their greatest strength and also potentially a a bit of a Achilles heel here. They play so aggressively, they rely so much on just being able to do damage and live and swap off on one another that it puts them in some difficult situations. Reynoldsburg here managing to get a bit of a damage if. I mean, look at that health that is left here on the barely alive Mirage here, the barely alive Wraith. They do manage to get the reset, though. This is something that we've seen in previous games from Collins, is they play very aggressively, but they put themselves in very tricky situations by doing so. They get the scan. Now it might be tables being flipped a little bit here. It might be Reynoldsburg looking to potentially try and get some early damage and hold out our squad of Collins. They get one knocked onto Collins. They do take quite a bit of damage themselves. One low. The other one knocked, and that's Collins eliminated by Reynolds. Again, Collins played that aggressively, did do a good amount of damage, but just did not have the stability, and again, put themselves in a pretty tough situation. If they had played that a little slower, played that a little smarter, not chasing KP, then they probably could have won that fight potentially. Meanwhile, our Goshen A squad here as a solo decides, you know, this is some pretty tricky teams, pretty tough situation. I'm going to just try and play quiet and see what I can get. If these last two teams fight, I might be able to make something happen. We have seen this happen in matches before. It's going to be Goshen A squad finally making it in. They get set up in a building everybody else has been chasing, and meanwhile, they've just got a solid position here. They do have the Watson, possibly a little bit of a low Evo and a little bit of a low loot situation for them, just because they really have kind of slow rolled this entire game and managed to make it in. But hey, it got them into at least a third placement here. They do have zone, so they, as a Watson team, is going to be pretty hard to push. Meanwhile, Goshen A just quiet underneath here. They are spotted. It looks like Reynoldsburg knows they're down there, but this is a pretty tough situation. Reynoldsburg would really have to make some decisions. If I'm Goshen's B squad, or Goshen's A squad, I'm not moving there because they have to drop down to push me. And why would they do that if you're Reynoldsburg? Reynoldsburg now getting set up. They also are going to have zone. They've got the Newcastle walls up, chasing that last bit of KP potentially onto the Goshen squad. It's going to be two Goshen teams, one Reynoldsburg team. One is a solo, one is a trio. Reynoldsburg playing this slow, just kind of trying to feel out what's the situation with the Goshen C team. If this Reynoldsburg team manages to get a little bit of entry damage, and there it was, I mean, 60 apparently enough entry damage for them. And now, unfortunately, trapped outside her own building, the Watson goes down. It's going to be the Alter going down as well. Now we have just the solo choosing their moment here. This is our final team here. Inside, or they eliminate Goshen C. That's the last one. Now this is the moment. Goshen's final remaining member here for their A squad. Choosing this time. Unfortunately, the Reynoldsburg team didn't really take a ton of damage in that fight, so it is going to be a 3v1 and a bit of a tough one as well. Going to have to really decide how to play this. In these kind of situations, unless you're just really the greatest player who ever lived, really, it's all about choosing your moment. And unfortunately, I think Reynoldsburg just did not provide that moment to the Goshen A team. He does manage to get one knocked. He's pushing inside, trying to heal up. Gets a syringe off. He does have overflow, and he is pushing. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. He doesn't get the 3v1, just one knock, and it's going to be Reynoldsburg taking it in match number 2. We will be back here in just a moment with the scores, and then our third and final match for week 4. Alrighty, let's take a look at the scores after our second match. Let's hit the refresh button. And after 2 games, we have Collins CTC remaining in first place, Reynoldsburg in second, Waverly High School in third. We've got Goshen's B Squad in fourth place, Goshen's A Squad climbing up off that match into fifth place, Maumee High School in sixth, OH Stella in seventh, Collins B Squad in eighth place. We've got Goshen C Squad climbing all the way up to ninth place off of that third place finish, Beaver Creek in 10th place, Lynchburg Clay in 11th. We've got Brookside in 12th, Shaker Heights in 13th, Sims Valley in 14th, and then Whitmer in 15th place. We'll be back with match number 3 in just a couple minutes. Here we go with match number 3. We'll be dropping in for our third and final match this week on World's Edge. All right, here we go, match number 3. As we've come to expect, we can see our dropships popping in all over the map, and we will use this as an opportunity to check out where all of our teams are landing, starting once again with Beaver Creek, who gets stacks, it looks like. We've got Brookside High School, this time getting lucky with Lava Siphon all to themselves. We have Collins CTC-A, way up north on the other side of the map. We have them here at the Climatizer. Collins B Squad, again on the other side of the map here at Tree, getting looted up. Goshen A team, it looks like, gets Skyhook. No, rather, this looks like a survey camp pull, although they are already pushing over into Skyhook potentially. Not sure what they've got. Nope, they're playing aggressively. It looks like they were Sky West, and now they are pushing survey camp already. They know there's a team there. They want to get into it. Let's cycle through, and then we'll check back in with that. We've got Goshen's B Squad here, all the way up at Lava Fisher. We have Goshen's C Squad this time near the middle of the map at Landslide. Lynchburg Clay High School here gets overlooked this time around. We've got Maumee High School here at Big Mod, looking to take a look at the Stacks team, I do believe. We have OH Della here, who is the survey camp team, so let's take a look from their perspective as Goshen pushes down, rains some fire down on them. These aggressive early game plays can pay off, but can also be a little bit dangerous for the Goshen squad here. Decent damage being done on both sides. We've got 2 knocked. Our Alter here, she is slippery. It's going to be a 3v1, but Alter can be pretty hard to kill in some situations. She decides to run away. They do see her, though, and they, with this aggressive play, I'm guessing, are going to chase. They are still pretty far behind, though. Meanwhile, this Alter potentially going to be running into some other teams. She hits the zip line. They might get her off of it here. Pops off. At that point, might have been better to stick it potentially because they are going to chase down. And then there they are. It is Collins' squad, actually. If we take a look nearby, yep, Collins CTC-A also looking for some early aggressive plays here. Running in. Collins, a little bit split here. Some good damage done. They got the Wraith, so it's going to be a 2v1. This is going to be pretty critical. That is a big gun taken out of the arsenal here for Collins. They push up a little bit, taking some grenade damage here, and they get the wipe, and that is Collins taken out early in game number 3. Goshen A got to be pretty happy about that after this team has kind of aggressively run this lobby so far. Let's pick up where we left off here. We had our Lynchburg Clay High School team, Maumee High School. I think, yeah, we had our OH Della team eliminated. So Lynchburg Clay we haven't checked in with yet. That Overlook here looks like they are looting up, looking for some squads. Maumee High School here, I believe, possibly landed Harvester. At this point, we're kind of losing track of our teams. Actually, they were one of our mod teams. Reynoldsburg High School here, rotating, I believe, away from, who knows, Countdown into Landslide. I mean, it's been so long, we've lost track of where everybody's at. Shaker Heights here in the tunnel, in between Skyhook and Landslide. Sims Valley, meanwhile, way up to the north of the city, or the south, rather, of the city here, as they manage to rotate into zone. Waverly High School now slow coming out of launch site, it looks like, moving into Lava Siphon. That brings us back to Beaver Creek. Alrighty. We've finally gotten through our squads, and we've already had a couple fights break out early here. Let's take a look here. Now it looks like we've got some action here, potentially. Reynoldsburg High School on one side of the tunnel here versus Goshen C Squad. Goshen C Squad a little bit, playing this a little bit more aggressive. They're getting set up here into the zone. They've got a Caustic on the squad. Reynoldsburg, though, we know from the last game, likes to play this pretty aggressively as well. They are currently taunting with the crypto drone. Meanwhile, they see some in the back here, so they decide, you know what, let's not hard commit to this. Let's see a stack up happening here between Collins B Squad, who it looks like is getting into it currently, versus Brookside High School. We've got one knock for Brookside. Now all three knocked. Yep, for Collins CTC B Squad. I was going to say they didn't die for a second there because they were being rezzed, but that is going to be it. So they do manage to take them out. That's going to be Brookside leaving, but then immediately getting pushed by Maumee High School, who looks to third party this. Maybe a little late on the third party as Brookside looks to reset. Let's see what Maumee decides to do. One thing that is notable, I think, from this season of Apex through Esports Ohio is that everybody has gotten a little more aggressive. We've had some smarter teams, but we've also had some teams who are just wanting to take fights. And boy, we have had that today. Maumee with one knocked, taking a little bit of damage here. They look to get the res here onto the Revenant. Inside, it's going to be Waverly High School, who now is stabilizing. Brookside High School rotates out the back, while Waverly kind of tags him out here. Waverly High School now at the top, Brookside now at the bottom. Lynchburg Clay High School taking a look to see what happens here as these squads try and fight each other right on the edge. Maumee on the low ground does manage to get their Revenant back up, does manage to reset. Brookside High School does some decent damage actually here onto this low ground team of Maumee High School, but they are also very low themselves. Goes for the Mirage res. That is one of the benefits of quick resets here if you're Mirage. As long as they don't spot you starting it, you might get it off, get away with it here. Brookside does manage to stabilize. Meanwhile, Waverly High School is pushing them. Does manage to get pinched between two members. Two drop on it. The third decides to stay up top. And meanwhile, Brookside, they know they've got two down, is going to come up and push here for that last member, and they get it, so that's going to be Waverly taken out. If we take a look at our map, we can see on the other side right here, Lynchburg Clay High School running into Maumee High School, I think, as well. This stack is still kind of happening here. The solo of Maumee decides to take some shots onto the team rotating away. It's going to be a duo of Lynchburg Clay High School being shot at by the solo of Maumee High School. Ooh, some good shots, and he gets the knock. He takes out the Mirage off the zip line. Good shots with the bow. That's going to pick him up some extra KP. Meanwhile, Brookside High School hears that fighting. They know that there's somebody nearby.
Right up here.
Don't know if they realize that it is a solo here. They do see him now. He's going to run. Let's take a look while this solo for Maumee High School runs and tries to get a reset while he's chased by Brookside, taking some sniper shots. Let's see if we've got any more action happening. We can see a little bit here how the zone's going to be pulling way up north here towards this sort of cold area. We've got Reynoldsburg High School and Goshen B here.
Let's scan this area.
Kind of looking at each other, a little bit of a tense face-off here as they both have to rotate out of the city. Reynoldsburg on the height here is going to have to move, but they've got a little bit of while before they have to do it. Goshen B decides to rotate back a little bit. There goes the crypto drone, so they are going to come take a look and see. They're running. They're rotating in. He says they're here. Shoot them. I've got them. Now they're about to run in here as that Reynoldsburg squad looks for Goshen. Ooh. We missed the shots, unfortunately, with the Mozams. That's going to be one knock by the Newcastle. Insta-pull by the Newcastle for Goshen. He's going to get him up, but are they going to be able to stabilize? It's going to be tricky. And now, once again, we've got a solo here trying to get out. It's going to be the Revenant. He gets the leap off. He's getting healed by the res from the... He's getting healed by the res from the Newcastle pull. Can take a look here. Now, Lynchburg Clay actually has a duo walking in on this, strangely enough. Meanwhile, Reynoldsburg as a trio. They're looking for it. They managed to get their KP, and they're not chasing, so that solo for Goshen B may be able to reset. Meanwhile, Lynchburg Clay walking in the backside. Every squad running into each other here as they rotate into the zone. We have Goshen B squad as a solo looking, dealing a little bit of damage onto Goshen C squad. He's just in a tough spot here. Health was low, and he is taken out once again by his fellow team. Meanwhile, also, we have Reynoldsburg High School taking some shots onto the solo from Maumi, who has to sit in the gas for just a minute here. Reynoldsburg, they say, I can sit here all day. You're the one who's cooking. They're looking for him, looking to get some shots. He leaps. They can do enough. They do some decent amount of damage. He's got to pop this syringe right now. If they spot him, he is pretty much done. He gets one off. Not fully in cover yet. This is a tough situation. Should pop a cell here so he can get the passive heal while he tanks zone. May not have one if he's in a bit of a tough situation with regards to meds. Meanwhile, he's being kept alive a little bit here by two other teams looking. It's going to be Brookside High School now taking a potential fight onto Reynoldsburg High School. Both teams as a full three. As Brooks side scopes this out, tries to see what's going on here. Goshen C, meanwhile, does manage to make it all the way in. Good shots coming out from Brookside. Maumi High School rotating behind Brookside. He does not have banners. He's looking for shots. This is crazy. You've got a 3v3 fighting one another, and you're looking for shots in the back while you've got two teammates to... Come on, man. Go for the res. Brookside High School now with one knocked. They're going to have to rotate out. Unfortunately, they are going to lose that teammate as they have to get into zone. Reynoldsburg now in a bit of a tough situation themselves because they do have to decide where they're going to go in this late zone here. Maumi High School gets to a crafter, but I think he does have, a few teams looking at him. Brookside High School among them. Getting shot in the side by Brookside, getting shot in the back by Reynoldsburg. This might be the end of the luck for this Revenant. He's at 1 HP, and that's it, unfortunately, taken out by the last remaining squad here for Brookside. Meanwhile, it looks like we've got Goshen C here inside, getting set up. They do like to play a controller position here. We've got Lynchburg Clay High School right on top of them. Caustic barrels out. It's going to be very hard to push them inside this building. Neither team in zone. Lynchburg Clay going to have to make a decision. As Reynoldsburg goes in here, they're going to be looking at Lynchburg Clay on the outside, but do they want to fight Goshen for a spot that's not even going to be in zone here in just a minute? They're looking for shots. Watching Lynchburg Clay, they do decide to give up that building again, as we thought might happen. Better to get a spot in zone here. Meanwhile, speaking of spots in zone, Goshen A holding down the roof. This can be a strong spot, but without a lot of defensive characters, they put themselves at risk of just getting picked off because there's going to be so many teams rotating in here with potential angles on them. Beaver Creek here rotating in from the far side as a duo. We have Brookside High School pushing in from the opposite side of zone. Meanwhile, they are still looking at, I believe the team they are fighting there is the Goshen C Squad, who decides to move, but unfortunately runs into that team of Brookside, that duo, who decides to try and pick up some extra KP here as well. Really good shots there by Brookside to find the pick onto that team inside. They get the caustic. They're getting the res. Meanwhile, Brookside is pushing this. Very aggressive play by Brookside. Probably a little ill-advised. They do have a trio here. If we take a look. Yep. And walking up in the back. Caustic barrels, though, it's going to be really tough to get in there. I think this is actually another team that walk. Yep, this is Reynoldsburg now. They hear this fighting and they say, you know what? Some people are fighting. Some people are knocked. I can make some bread out of this. Really good shots being done by Reynoldsburg there. Brookside, unfortunately, eliminated as they rotate in. Goshen C, they do manage to survive just a little bit longer than Brookside, who pushed them, but unfortunately nowhere to go there as the ring closes. It's going to be Goshen A here on the top. It's going to be Lynchburg Clay High School taking the second floor. Meanwhile, we have Beaver Creek as a duo playing the small zone here near the end of the tracks. We have Reynoldsburg High School now. Side of their zone all to themselves, but it's not going to be in here in just a minute. We've got the Kraber. Let's take a look. Can he get the pick? Come on. We're all watching. Show us the crab shot. Oh, so many opportunities. Oh, he lets him slide by. You don't need to save the bullet. You've got 12 shots. You don't need to save them. What are you waiting for? Reynoldsburg, not in zone, but they decide to play this a little more slowly. See what happens between the teams that are in zone, I think, is their current strategy. That duo of Beaver Creek getting looked at by quite a few of the squads. Meanwhile, it looks like Goshen A now being pushed by that Lynchburg Clay High School. They get 2 knocked, so it's going to be a 2v1. 1 knocked for Goshen. They go for the Finn. They managed to get 1 finned. Needing to reset now. Probably a good time to stabilize now. I say that, but of course, yep, there he is. He's under there. Gonna have to play quiet. Looks like it might be a couple solos versus, this is Reynoldsburg once again walking up to try and get a third party off here. Lynchburg Clay now, I believe, we take a look, yeah, as a solo, trying to hide out, hoping these two squads don't notice him. It's going to be a 3v3v2 here. Goshen stabilizing, now taking the roof again. They want to be able to look down on these teams. It looks like very tough to defend, but can be strong if you watch the climb ups. And now Goshen chooses this moment, or the moment was chosen for them either way, to try and push onto this Reynoldsburg team. Reynoldsburg, though, gets 1 knocked potentially here. They are going to try and go for the reset. Reynoldsburg is probably listening, though. Lynchburg Clay High School takes the roof. This is a smart play. Reynoldsburg playing out a little bit. They managed to get good damage down onto that Beaver Creek duo. Getting looked at a little bit by Goshen on the maximum height here. No, actually, that's the solo. Excuse me. Getting looked at by Lynchburg Clay, actually, the solo. Lynchburg Clay is going to be taken out as Goshen retakes the height. They want to be able to look down on these teams a little bit. Reynoldsburg has given up their spot just a little bit here. With them not playing the inside, they have a better spot in the center of zone, but Goshen does now have angles. It's going to be a 3v3v2. The duo of Beaver Creek looks to go unnoticed while Goshen gets some early damage onto 2 knocks actually onto Reynoldsburg. This could potentially be the game for Goshen, and they take out Reynoldsburg, so that's going to remain top 2 now. It's going to be a full 3-man, hardly any damage taken for Goshen, and let's watch as they push here onto the duo for Beaver Creek. They play this aggressive, they push in, and that's going to be it. Goshen A manages to clean it up in the end game there. Smart plays all around. Big moves there as they take out Collins early on in the game, and with that lucky push, there's nobody to run around. They say, this is our lobby now. We'll be back in just a moment with final scores for this week, and then we will be back again next week. Here we go. After our third round of matches, let's hit the refresh button. Reynoldsburg High School manages to scrape into first place, just barely outpacing Collins in second. Goshen A climbs up to third after that match. 3, Waverly High School in fourth. We've got Beaver Creek in fifth. Goshen's B squad climbing to sixth place. Brookside in seventh. Goshen C squad climbs up another spot into eighth place. We've got Lynchburg Clay High School in ninth. Maumee in 10th place. OH Della in 11th place. Collins B squad in 12th place. We've got Shaker Heights in 13th, Sims Valley in 14th, and Whitmer rounding us out in 15th for the week. That's going to do it for this week of matches for Apex Legends through Esports Ohio. GG's, and we will see you all same time, same place next week for our last matches of 2025.